Well, good afternoon, everybody. How do you like our new branding? Yes, keep striving. Oh, I just want to thank Lisa and her team for their work in launching a whole new branding campaign for the college. So Lisa and your team, could you stand and be recognized? Thank you. So before I begin, I just want to acknowledge that today's event is taking place on the ancestral lands of the Tohono O'odham and the Pasquiyaki people. So when you first hired me here in the district, as I was going through the interview process, I talked about the 5 gaps that I thought that higher education and community college specifically needed to close in order to fulfill our respective missions. So today is really to share with you what the college has been doing in these 5 gap areas as part of our mission fulfillment efforts. And then we're also going to talk about, underlying all this is our focus on student success, diversity, and community engagement. And we're going to close out with a focus on community. So let me just share what I mean by the 5 gaps, and then I'm going to turn it over to folks here at the college. And the thing is, there's so many of you here that could actually be up here to share your stories. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to have everybody be able to come up and share the great work that's going on, but we wanted to showcase the great work that's been going on at the college. So today's focus is all about the great stuff happening at Pima Community College. So, the 5 gaps, and I'm just going to touch on them real quickly, and then I'm going to let them be told through the story of all of us. There's the educational achievement gap. No surprise, right? This is the single biggest challenge that we have in the United States of America. We must close the educational achievement gap. And when you think about it in the context of Tucson, Arizona, just over 30% of individuals 25 and older in this community have a bachelor's degree. When you isolate it to the associate degree, only about 8.8% of individuals in our community possess an associate's degree. And oh, by the way, Pima Community College is outpacing the state as well as the nation in terms of associate degrees. From an equity standpoint and our focus as an HSI on our Hispanic students, we are the number 12 ranked community college in the United States for graduating Hispanic students. Something for us to be proud of. And we are number 1 in the state of Arizona. The technology gap. As you all know, technology is ever more reshaping every facet of the economy, every facet of our lives, and that's very true for us. So you're going to hear stories about that as well this afternoon. The global diversity gap. We all have to come to a place to understand that in our society today, we must focus on equity. We have built our colleges and universities around the notion of equal opportunity. But what we're finding is equal opportunity is not leading to equity in terms of outcomes, in terms of success. So there's going to be greater focus now than ever on the equity agenda. In other words, a social justice institution that's focused on student success is also focused on the equity agenda. They are all synonymous with one another. That means we must personalize and customize the learning to the learner and not say to everybody, you all must go through the same exact experience, because that's what fair is. Fair is not fair when you don't have equity. And then on the global side of that, we need to make sure that our students are prepared to live, work, and play not just in Tucson, Arizona, but to understand that we function in a global context, that we all will hold two citizenships, one of the country we swear allegiance to, and the other one is to our globe. Most problems today are global problems. Water is a global problem. Other climate issues are global problems. You get the idea, right? Poverty is a global problem. These are global issues, and we have to come to understand we are part of this interconnected web of life. And so global is more important than ever, and you're going to hear more about that. So you can hear more about what we're doing on diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as what we're doing on the global space as well. Skills gap. The future of work, Industry 4.0, is, again, reshaping everything we do. And the great thing is Pima is stepping up to work with our employers, to work with our students, to make sure that the robots don't take over for what we do as humans. The robots can do the things that we aren't always the best at. Let us do the things we're best at. And by the way, there's going to be more jobs created in Industry 4.0, not less jobs. It just means that we have to be upskilled and reskilled in order to fulfill that. And you're going to hear some of the great work that's going on here at Pima Community College to help shape and influence that future of work. And the final gap is our sustainability gap. You're going to hear a little bit about the great things we're doing around water and solar, but also what are we doing to sustain Pima itself. And then you're going to hear some things about our community. So that's our afternoon. And so I'm very pleased to be able to bring up to the stage with me the folks from our adult ed program. No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Sit down. I'm going to turn it over to you, Amanda.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori Kierstead-Joseph, and we're here to share the exciting work that Pima's doing with the IBEST model. Sorry, that was quiet. Can you hear me? IBEST stands for Integrated Basic Education and Skills Training. This instructional model blends career and technical coursework with basic skills. In an IBEST classroom, you'll see an adult ed instructor co-planning and co-teaching with a career and technical instructor, providing students with the skills, knowledge, and support systems needed to help them persist and succeed. IBEST is designed to serve students who need to strengthen their basic skills. Skills like academic reading, writing, and math, digital literacy skills, and the work readiness skills that students need to help them find, get, and keep a job. Both DevEd and adult ed students benefit from the IBEST model. Through integrated support from all partners involved, IBEST students achieve multiple goals. They not only achieve academic success, but a post-secondary certificate, the high school equivalency diploma, an industry-recognized credential, and of course, employment. We've been doing IBEST here at Pima since 2014, running IBEST programs such as behavioral health services, medical assistant, industrial technology, and logistics and supply chain management, to name a few. So today, I'd like to welcome our panel of IBEST experts to share a bit about the good work happening with IBEST at PCC. First up is Amanda Abens, our Dean of Workforce and Continuing Ed. Amanda, you've been an IBEST partner in 3 different programs now. From your perspective, what is valuable about this model?
I'm always so excited to talk about IBEST because it is an incredibly valuable model. When we bring those 2 instructors together from adult ed and from CTE, and they do co-planning, and they're aligning their learning objectives with the assignments, then the students persist and complete at significantly higher rates, and the program itself benefits. So it's incredibly successful. What iBest does is it leverage what each partner does. So each partner is doing their own thing, what they're best at, what they already are funded to do. But what happens is that they tighten that relationship and that partnership, so they're doing it in close alignment. And that allows us to be able to increase our enrollment by opening up access to students that might not otherwise have access, such as those students that don't have a GED. Under the iBest program, these students can take advantage of federal financial aid Title IV through the ability to benefit. And if anybody doesn't know what ability to benefit is, come and chat with Lori or myself, and we'd love to tell you about the benefit of that provision in the law. It's so important to note, though, that when you do iBest, it does take a lot of communication and a lot of planning. You don't start it overnight. You start planning long ahead of time, and the planning continues. The communication continues. All the partners have to communicate throughout the implementation of the program because we're all working together for all of those students' success. Just like the chancellor was saying, it's about equity and the students succeeding. But all of that time spent communicating and planning and partnering is well worth it. iBest has an 80% success rate. That's completion.
Thanks, Amanda. Now I have a question for Jasmine Castro. Jasmine is a Behavioral Health Services iBest graduate here with us today. Jasmine, how did iBest help you?
Hello. I have to say, for me, the best part about iBest was the fact that I could get everything done in one place. Like, I could come to school and get my classes, and it was all in one place. I would come to school every evening after work, and I knew that I could always count on an advisor to answer my questions. It was very helpful to have a lot of support, not just from one teacher, but I had a lot of staff that was there to answer all of our questions. We could always go up to them, and they would, answer our questions if we were having trouble with anything. Sorry, a little nervous. I needed my GED, so when this opportunity came, it also helped me reach to another goal. I got help to pass my GED. I got my certificate for behavioral health, and iBest not only allowed me to achieve my educational goals, but as well as, as soon as I completed that program, I got a raise from my employer. So that was great for me. I've been working in behavioral health since I graduated from BHS iBest, and at this time, I'm ready to come back to PCC and pursue my degree in nursing.
Thanks, Jasmine. My final question is for Wendy Shader-Black. Wendy is the manager for college and career transitions. Wendy, tell us how iBest helps students get started on a career pathway.
So first, we do iBest with programs in sectors that have strong local employability and with PIMA programs that offer short and stackable credentials. We want to make sure that the students coming in through these programs can complete them and move directly into employment. We also work closely with Pima County One Stop. Anybody from One Stop here or that works with One Stop? Some hands over there. Well, we work closely with them and our college CTE partners to set up opportunities for students to engage with work while they're actually in the program learning. We invite employers into our classrooms. Students develop employment readiness portfolios, and they practice interviewing. Also, at the end of every iBest program, we organize a sector-specific job fair so that students are actually connecting face-to-face with potential employers before they even walk out the door. Also in iBest, the adult educator and the CTE instructor, they align course learning outcomes like Amanda was talking about. They want to ensure that students are successful. iBest really is a type of co-rec model, and through a partnership of adult education instructor and a CTE instructor, rather than two credit course instructors. Finally, iBest serves as an initial point of entry, really, for guided pathways. It maps out a clear sequence of courses, students study as a cohort, and the model builds all of the needed academic and student support directly into the program.
Thanks, Wendy. And that's it for us. I want to thank these panelists for being here today, especially Jasmine, who came and took time out of her busy schedule to be with us. Thank you, Jasmine. If any of you have any questions about iBest programming or anything related to ability to benefit, reach out to our team. Thanks.
Set the video.
Lots of smiles this Tuesday for a group of students at Pima Community College. That's where we're learning 12 students were inducted into the National Adult Education Honor Society. They were recognized for their achievements by school leaders and a representative from U.S. Representative Raul Grijalva's office. One student says the honor proves that all of her hard work was worth it.
It shows me what I'm doing is working. It shows my growth, and I'm meeting so many new interesting people that I would never have met before. I mean, it's just creating a very nice road for me.
Each year, PCC helps more than 6,000 students who need to boost their basic literacy and math skills, as well as study for a high school equivalency diploma and prepare for college and their career ahead.
So I'm going to ask James Palacios to join me on the stage, please. James. So some of you already know James. He's a former principal at Santa Rita. He is now part of the Pima team. So let's welcome him to Pima Community College. So as you see, as we kicked off this portion of the educational achievement gap, we wanted to show first our focus on adult education, but it also persists all the way through our work with our high school partners, especially in the dual enrollment space. So I wanted to ask James some questions related to that. So James, if you could share with us, why is dual enrollment so important to this community?
It's the same reason or importance for the community as it was for the high school I was working for. While being at the high school I was at, Santa Rita High School, there wasn't a lot of educational opportunities for the kids to advance or to create an opportunity to advance learning for themselves. AP was kind of going out the door at that particular school, so we had to find a bridge for the students to build some confidence in terms of how can I get to college, how can I get to post-secondary education. Well, dual enrollment started being the focus of discussion. So from there, what we did is we started talking about how is it important to you as a school, how is it important to you as a student, and how is it important to you as a family. Well, when we started looking at the numbers, started looking at the data, and started giving the information to parents, to them it felt like a no-brainer for them because it's a cost savings for them when they take dual enrollment classes. So they felt that during the time where this county struggled, you know, it's hard to find jobs, it's hard, you know, a lot of things happen, the economy back, what are we talking about, 14 years now? But to the parents and the families, it really gave them some motivation and a new direction in terms of, this is how I want my child to be educated. Technology is moving students very fast. Students are becoming bored in high school. I mean, I'm just based on my experience. Dual enrollment, so we got to move fast, right? So dual enrollment actually helps them speed, or actually meets their speed. We have kids in our community that are just hungry to start some sort of post-secondary education training, college classes, when they become freshmen and sophomores. So as an administrator and as a person that works for that particular community, I had to come up with an answer that would help my students, my family, my communities to build that bridge for them to have a new motivation of success. And that's what helped Santa Rita High School. Was the kids were starting to understand what it meant to be a dual enrollment student. We still have challenges, we still need a lot of work, that's fine. I mean, if it was perfect, they wouldn't need a person like me there, right? But I think we found a perfect plan to try to better motivate and educate our community kids. This is probably the best program that I can tell you that would help our families in the Pima County, and I can tell you it's just going to grow, it's going to take off, because this is fairly new to this county, and I think we continue to communicate that and market that. This is going to help our high schools, and it's going to help our college, and it's going to help our community. So I'm looking forward to the work that is ahead of me, and I can tell you that things are going to get better, and we're going to meet a lot of goals.
Thank you, James. Let's give him a hand, please. So another important part of the educational achievement gap that we've been focused on here at Pima Community College is trying to bring down the cost of the education. And one of the facets that drives cost for that student experience is the cost of the textbooks. Instead of having Michael Amick come up here, we actually have him on video for you talking about OER.
One of the great things we're doing in Pima Online is working to reduce the cost of textbooks for our students. We've done that in a couple of ways. One is through a grant for open education resource textbooks that allows us to develop materials that are made available to the students at no cost. Another is through a program called Include Ed, where we are able to drastically reduce the cost of the textbooks for students. The main way that benefits students is that we've been able to save them $1 million over the course of this program that they did not have to spend on books. But it also gives them the materials that they need for the first day of class so that they're ready to go and be successful. We've set a new goal that we're seeking to save students $500,000 each and every semester on their textbook costs.
Now, it's important to know OER is not just about online education. OER can be deployed in a face-to-face hybrid model as well. So I hope that we will continue to work at finding ways to bring that cost down for our students to ensure greater access, ultimately equity for the students we're in service to. So thank you, Michael, and your team for that. The success of the students ultimately turns on what happens in the classroom and our ability to invest and ensure that each and every one of our faculty members are performing at the best of their talent ability is a critical importance of the college. So I'm pleased to invite, is Mays here? Mays, why don't you come on up? Oh, I can't. Oh, no, you're going to come and talk, right? There's Mays. Okay. Let's welcome Kate and Mays. Okay. Yes, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Mays Imad, and I am a biology faculty member here since 2013. And I was an adjunct faculty here for several years prior to that. And my colleague Kate Schmidt, we will speak with you about the Teaching and Learning Center. So I want to start by saying that up until this semester, we were the only community college among our peer institutions that has no center devoted to teaching and learning. Importantly, we are also on the high end of the range of adjunct faculty to full-time faculty instructors. Over 70% of our instructors, our courses are taught by adjunct faculty, and they receive minimal to no support. So going back to the equity agenda and to the fact that student learning and success is intimately connected to and sometimes dependent on developing professional development for all faculty, full-time faculty, adjunct faculty, dual enrollment, staff instructors. So I am grateful that we have a teaching and learning center, and what we have done this semester is working with my colleague Kate. We came up with three categories where we wanted to look at what's missing in the college, so we did surveys. So this is the, in the middle you see research and development. So we survey the faculty. We also looked at data, so we worked with IRP, and we looked at student success data. We performed focus group with students to really try to figure out how we can best serve the community. We also started programs. Based on what we got from the survey, we started direct programs, so we developed workshops. And we had partnership with Yale University's Teaching and Learning Center that has been in the making for several years, and it really came to fruition this year. We had 46 faculty attend a Friday evening and a Saturday, and it was a beautiful professional learning community where people were talking about how do we optimize our students' capacity to learn. And the passion and just love for teaching and learning was contagious throughout that event. And then we also had, and we're still working on, logistics to start the center. So we're excited, and I will pass it on to Kate.
So I think I was just going to... So we really do owe Maze that round of applause, because it was really through her urging and the work of Faculty Senate over the last few years that we've started to launch this. We're referring to it as a center, but it's essentially an office. But we are moving in the first 2 weeks of May here to West Campus, where we will have our Teaching and Learning Center headquarters in the E building. The one, I think there may be one more slide. I'm representing April Burge here today, who was one of the faculty fellows that was hired to work for the center. She is going to be running our Faculty Learning Academy, which is a long-standing, the Faculty Learning Academy and Mentoring Program is a long-standing program that helps onboard our new full-time faculty. And we're actually looking in the process of hiring about 25 new full-time faculty to start fall 2019. Maze did want me to put in a pitch that she's put out emails looking for mentors of seasoned faculty to help support those new faculty. But another fabulous thing that's happening is we are in the process of hiring an adjunct faculty support person as a faculty fellow. And one of our goals is to look at how to mimic some of this onboarding that we've been doing for a long time with full-time faculty. We have about 1,000 adjunct faculty that are working for us right now. So thank you.
So we planned, thank you. We are going to have an adjunct faculty learning academy and a mentoring program, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Another reason why all of this matters when we talk about the educational achievement gap, the state of Arizona has set a very ambitious goal, and many of you are aware of that, achieve 60 AZ. What that means is by 2030, adults 25 years and older will have either a degree or certificate. So what does that mean when we contextualize it to Pima County? So I had Nick Richmond run some numbers for us, and if I'm wrong, she'll correct me. There's about 140, we're going to have to educate 140,000 more individuals between now and 2030 to reach that goal. That's the challenge for us here locally. The good news is we're not alone. This also includes the U of A doing their part to help us get to that 140,000 folks. But what it means for Pima Community College, you remember I mentioned that 8.8 in terms of associate degrees? I didn't even factor in certificates. We're going to have to double what we currently do. We have to double our completion rates. That is no small order. I think the way to do that is what we're learning from looking at other colleges on how they've done it. Alamo College, for example, in San Antonio, they have increased their completion rates over 200%. Over 200%. In other words, that tells us what? We can do it too. They are also an HSI. And if they can do it, so can Pima, because we're going to be a leader in our ability to do that. So I just want you to know we're going to hear more about that as we go forward. It's connected, obviously, to the equity agenda. Now I want to focus on the technology gap. So Charlie, where are you? why don't you come on up here? Let me give a context for what Charlie's going to talk about. So a few years ago, the state of Arizona came to visit Pima Community College and said, we've got to figure out a way to partner with Maricopa Community College, Arizona Central Community College, to meet the needs of Raytheon, Boeing, and Lucid Automotive. Is Pima willing to be part of a collaborative effort? And the answer was absolutely. So we created this Arizona Advanced Technology Corridor at the time. We have now, thanks to continuous improvement, we have refined that to be the Arizona Technology Network, and we're going to expand it to the other districts in the state of Arizona. But in order to accomplish this, we had to align the curriculum of the 3 colleges to an industry standard. So Charlie Perkins is here to talk about how he played a key role in making this happen for Pima Community College. So Charlie.
Thank you. Thanks. Just in a nutshell, to kind of give a recap of what we've accomplished, Lee talked about the coming together of, at this point, it's 4 different colleges. He talked about Central Arizona, Mesa Community College, which is part, of course, the Maricopa County Community College District, and Estrella Mountain, which is also part of that district, and of course ourselves, where we've been charged with creating a curriculum that is aligned with each other. And what I'd like to report is that starting this fall, that every one of the colleges have in place certificates and programs and courses that are aligned. And when I say alignment, I'm not talking about just similar names, but literally the courses have exactly the same name, they have the same prefix, they even have the same number. So this has accomplished a unification or a uniformity in our instruction. Think about this, what that can mean to our students. It means that whatever college of those 4 they go to, they know that they are getting the same instruction regardless of the college. That means that they can transfer. If their circumstances change, that they want to keep going in the program, they can go to another college and pick up right where they left off without any loss of credit. It's also important to industry because they will also be able to see this uniformity and know that every college is producing the same product, so to speak, if you will. So I've been really grateful to have been a part of this. I am excited about the possibilities and the implications for students and industry and our community alike. Thanks.
This is also important because as we talk about the future of work and the future of learning, the technology is starting to drive more convergence. And as that convergence happens, we've got to look for ways to do more of what you heard Charlie talking about. In fact, the mechatronics was the area that combined machining, electrical with computer science. And that is a showcase as an example of how this all comes together. So thank you, Charlie, and all the other faculty who were involved in making this happen for Pima and really for our greater community of Southern Arizona and the I-10 corridor. Thank you. We also have another exciting program that we're just launching here at the college, and it's around cybersecurity. As part of that launch of the cybersecurity program, we entered into a partnership with the Cyber Warfare Range. And yes, please. So I'm going to have Jim Craig and come on up and talk a little bit more about this great new program that we've added to Pima Community College. Why don't you go ahead?
Hi, everybody. I need to take a quick survey, if you don't mind. So I'd like to know if you or anybody you know have been a victim of identity theft. Could you stand if that's true and stay standing? Stand if that's true and stay standing. You or anybody you know. Stay standing, please. Now, I want everybody else to stand up if you or anybody you know has been a victim of ransomware or malware or a virus attack. Please stand. Is there anybody not standing? Really? All right, thank you. You can sit down. Good job. I think we have a problem. Education has not kept up with the pace of technology in terms of the war against the U.S. with cybersecurity. We have to do more. And Pima is here to close that technology gap. And I'm very, very happy and proud to stand with you today to tell you that. We are creating an IT Center of Excellence for Academics. Pretty good, huh? Like Lee said, the beginning of that is our relationship with the Arizona Cyber Warfare Range. And that is a place where our students in the community can come for free anytime they want and learn what hacking is all about. Learn what this war is all about, because that's what's been missing in education this whole time. It's kind of like the analogy of trying to train a police force with squirt guns. Doesn't work. We're not using squirt guns. It's a live fire cyber warfare range. And by the way, we are the first and only community college that has one in the country. I want to take a moment to acknowledge somebody that really helped make that happen. Will McCullen is our academic director for IT. Will and Chris Bonhorst and some others had a vision and a passion for getting this to come to Pima, and after over a year of struggle and hard work, we've accomplished it. So please, give them a great hand. That's fantastic. The Center of Excellence is more than just that, though. It's creating this disruptive educational environment that allows students to take classes in a traditional manner and then come and break things in the lab, and then to run things in the lab in a real environment, just like where they're going to go work. That's going to apply to our student data center, where they're actually going to run a production environment. It applies to our cybersecurity operations center, where our students will be able to get live threat feeds and be able to analyze that data and determine where it's coming from and what damage is it causing and what we can do about it. So picture this. A year or two from now, you might see an article in a newspaper that says, Pima Community College student discovers the latest malware threat. Pretty good, right? Yeah. We're going to have a hacker space that's going to be a place where the community can come anytime they want, and they can study a topic of the day and look at the latest technology and play with it and have workshops and boot camps and everything that they need to do to keep up with technology. And Pima Community College is going to be the host for that effort. So we're very happy and very excited about everything we're doing with closing the technology gap with IT and with cybersecurity. Thank you.
Now we want to feature our makerspace out at the East Campus. So why don't you go ahead and roll the video.
Good morning and welcome to East Campus and to our grand opening of our makerspace. I don't know how many people in here know what a makerspace is supposed to be. The point is it's many things. It is 3D printing, modeling, soldering, working with different kinds of materials, working in the areas of art, laser cutting, laser printing.
Today represents another important step in the history and the transformation of Pima Community College as we move to elevate the excellence in teaching and learning by bringing in the 21st century technology tools. We're more committed than ever to making sure our students have a future in this new 21st century reality of Industry 4.0. When you take this manufacturing process, right, you go from an idea to designing that idea to creating the prototype and then ultimately producing it. Well, all those steps now can all be done in many ways by an individual, thanks to the technology. Come over here and experiment with it, create it, try it out, and bring it to life. And so that's what's exciting about this, that we're allowing folks now to take and go beyond their own imaginations to making them be realized.
We've had a huge collaboration with our faculty and our students. These people in here, half the people at tables are faculty members who wanted to be here. There are student clubs being formed off of this, a STEAM club, a STEM club, an IT club down here. Again, these are just breathtaking. Every day you can walk in, you can see something new, and I think that will be very exciting for students and for faculty as we help them in their teaching. Everything we do at this college, we hope it connects people to their next educational step. And that is, a lot of times, that's the University of Arizona, it's Arizona State, it's NAU, or outside of the state. But we are always interested in making those bridges over to the next step.
So I'm going to have Lourdes. Where are you? Why don't you come on up and just say a little bit more about that makerspace? So thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. And this is one of our fabulous staff, actually. Brittany, our program coordinator, Deanne, our support specialist, and Jorge, our media specialist, who are all part of the Makerspace and through Project Epic. So Project Epic is because we are an HSI STEM, we are an HSI college, we were able to get the grant, HSI STEM grant, we called it Project Epic, to engage, prepare, inspire, and challenge students. So what do we do at the Makerspace? We support the problem-based learning approach, which is actually the opportunity to provide students that hands-on learning opportunity to enhance their critical thinking skills, collaboration skills, problem-solving skills, and of course, just their creativity skills. We've been able to collaborate with faculty. We also support faculty professional development and help them implement more hands-on curriculum, less lecture, more hands-on, and use our makerspace in the 3D printers, laser cutting, support the manufacturing process as in the video Chancellor spoke about. So it is a great opportunity for our students to get that hands-on opportunity. We currently have 5 courses in the problem-based learning approach, which we call them our pilot courses, but this year we got a little creative, and this semester we were very fortunate to also collaborate with our fabulous faculty staff and even our arts. So a lot of people said, well, you guys are STEM. I said, no, we support creativity, we support collaboration, we support problem-solving skills, all within our college. So what we did is we partnered with Mike Stack, which I know he's here somewhere, and we were able to implement curriculum where the students actually did the drawing. We provided them the opportunity to learn through Tinkercad, and then they actually created the model process, and then they actually ended up with an end result. So it was very exciting to have that opportunity, and thank you, Mike, for having us think outside of the box and be able to create. So it is definitely a great opportunity for us to support faculty, support students, and support the problem-based learning concept, which is collaborative learning, engaging students and faculty to have those, preparing them for those 21st century skills ready for real life opportunities. So that's what we're doing. We are at the East Campus. Come on by. We're always welcoming students, faculty, staff, and have an opportunity to come play and come create. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you.
As you heard, the Makerspace isn't just for STEM students. It's for STEAM students. It's for our liberal arts students. It's for all of our students. In fact, there was a report recently that was published. It's called Robot Ready. And one aspect of the report focused on the liberal arts. And did you know more liberal arts students work in STEM than STEM students work in STEM? Yes. Liberal arts are more relevant, or as relevant today as they always have been. But here's the challenge for those of us with the liberal arts background, myself included. we need to figure out a way to create more intentionality around the liberal arts as it connects to the STEM pieces, as it connects to this future of work and learning. Because what this report reveals is there's a disconnect between people's perceptions of the liberal arts and the reality of the liberal arts. And a lot of that rests on us because we're not telling the story very well. And the Makerspace is one example of starting to create that intentionality by creating a learning platform around problem-based learning. And hopefully all the liberal arts faculty will start to connect with Makerspaces at East Campus. We're going to have Makerspaces at the other campuses as we move over time. This is a wonderful way to show that liberal arts are relevant today and into the future. Now, skills gap. So I'm going to have Ian and Greg come on up and talk about some of the great work that's happening at the college. Okay. Oh, okay.
So good afternoon. On the slides behind us here, coming in a minute, are some tenets about business engagement, which are really about the how of business engagement, but even backing it up a bit, the why of business engagement. There is more money spent by business and industry, small, medium, and large, and corporate in the United States of America on post-secondary education and training than all individual spending combined. And yet most of that spending does not occur in our public institutions, including community colleges and universities. So there's an untapped market. And with respect to the demographic challenges that we're facing, where fewer and fewer people are coming up from the high schools, our community's age demographic is older, and fewer younger people are coming up. Combined with the advent of technology, this market becomes exceedingly important to the viability and sustainability of our programs in the context of Centers for Excellence. And so for a long period of time, post-secondary education was known for not really being in tune with the needs of business and industry. And what we have found by working with leaders such as Greg and the faculty that are up here, Mark, Ken, and Patrick, who are going to tell their story about engaging with Caterpillar, is that the number one thing business and industry wanted from us the most is simply to listen and then say yes. And when we started to extend our hands and listen more, it was amazing how many opportunities and partnerships began to arise. And I see Jewel out there, and even from the one connection that we've had with Caterpillar around applied technology, we've seen a myriad of relationships and partnerships explode from that one engagement. So true excellence with business and industry, yes, true excellence with business and industry really just means being a good partner and being a good friend. And more importantly, even more important than simply satisfying the needs of the business customer is the collective impact that it has on our students. For when we are connecting industry and our students, they're the ones that are going to get the best paying jobs and be able to sustain our community and pull us out of the ranks of poverty and more into a blossoming society that we know we can be. And so with that, Greg and the faculty are going to be talking about the Caterpillar partnership and the lead role that they had in making that vision become a reality. But I believe that before that, there is going to be a video. This is a great day for our state, for our county, for our city, and for Pima Community College.
Pima Community College is launching an educational partnership with heavy equipment manufacturer Caterpillar to develop hands-on skills in welding and machining for their engineers.
We do cover metallurgy as well.
Arizona Governor Doug Ducey, Gene Savage from Caterpillar, Tucson Mayor Jonathan Rothschild, and Pima Community College Chancellor Lee Lambert toured the Pima welding and machining facilities.
And in partnership with Pima Community College, Caterpillar has certainly developed something special with the Applied Technology Academy.
The Applied Technology Academy is a series of hands-on courses designed to teach engineers and other non-technical professionals fabrication skills.
This program is taking people with a 4-year degree or more and gives them the kind of hands-on knowledge that their engineering or other professional training left out.
The 20-week program was created for Caterpillar and will be taught at the downtown campus by Pima instructors.
And so we've created a curriculum that's focused on machining for non-machinists, welding for non-welders.
This partnership goes beyond Caterpillar and Pima Community College.
A model is being developed that can be applied to other employers and can use this institution to do so.
Gene Savage, Vice President of Surface Mining at Caterpillar, is excited for this future partnership.
They know how to teach. They're in the education business, so they can take the technical need that we have or even some of the trade skills that we need and put together a program that's going to teach our employees very efficiently how to do the job, how to do it with quality, and how to do it right.
Robert Lord is an engineering tech lead and is one of the student engineers starting his first day at Pima.
I think it's a great opportunity for both our engineers and other folks inside the company to get a better feel for what we ask our customers and dealers to do on a day-to-day basis. Kind of helps us understand maybe some design aspects of things a little bit better.
So as Ian mentioned, one of the important things when we're building strong partnerships with industry in town is to listen. And I want to introduce, as Lee mentioned, we're focusing on machining for non-machinists, welding for non-welders, and then Patrick is teaching a prototyping class. So I wanted to introduce the faculty and have them come up and kind of share what that back and forth development looks like. Patrick Lawless is department head for building and construction. Mark is our lead faculty for machining, and Ken Bice is our department head for welding.
So just to draw a parallel, Caterpillar has a makerspace also. And in the video they mentioned that this was welding for non-welders and machining for non-machinists. And that was a 20-week course. The good news is it's a 26-week course now because we've added prototyping to it as well. The prototyping part of it is so that the engineers can safely use their makerspace, the new makerspace at the new Caterpillar headquarters. So the way that the program was developed was to actually meet with Caterpillar engineers to look at what we teach and to put together what I like to call a custom education package, where they could come in and look at our curriculum as like a buffet and say, okay, we need this, we don't need that, we want that, we want that. Does that sound about right? And so we sat down with them and looked at what their needs are and designed a curriculum around that for each of their cohorts. So the cohorts through prototyping is about 12 students, so we have cohorts of 12. I think we have about 190 engineers at this point waiting to go through this program, and we are on our third or fourth cohort at this point. So we're really having a good time working with these new members of our Tucson community.
Show of hands, how many of you have been through the Applied Technology Labs at downtown campus? So many of you know how small our space is. And you just heard Patrick say that's 190 engineers that are trying to go through this training, which it's going to take a long time to get them through. So when we talk about the $45 million expansion for the Center of Excellence for Applied Technology, there's a real need. And we've got other companies that are following right behind Caterpillar saying, you know what, we need the exact same thing. We just can't accommodate that demand right now. So that's a big part of where we're headed. Thanks.
And so what I want to do is just, I'll call you right up, is amplify what Greg just said, because we have opportunities to grow our enrollment in areas that we might not have thought of in the past, but we don't have this capacity, the space in which to do that. So by increasing the square footage in certain types of programmatic areas, we will be able, because we know the demand's already there. It's not, we think if we build this, they will come. We have the demand already. We just need to have the space. So that's shaping a lot of what we're doing in terms of purchasing property so we can expand. And in these areas, it's not your typical building. The flooring has to be of a certain thickness. The roof line has to be of a certain height. The power consumption is a lot different than a general classroom. And so that's why we're modernizing, in part, these facilities, but also it's to bring them to be positioned for the future of work and learning. So now I want to showcase another one of our great programs. Michael, where'd you go? Why don't you come on up, Michael? So as you all know, we do a post-bac program that's focused on K-12 teaching. So I'm going to have Michael come up and talk a little bit about the great work being done in that space. Why don't you come on up?
Thank you, Chancellor. Well, we don't have a makerspace, but your college does have one of the premier K-12 teacher preparation programs in the state of Arizona. You might not have known that, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. The program's been around for about 16 or 17 years, and about 4 or 5 years ago, we shut down our program and completely revamped and rewrote the entire program with all new courses, curriculum, prefixes, you name it. At that time, we moved to Desert Vista campus and went under the leadership of Ted Roush, and Ted did a great job getting us, give Ted some props. And then a year later, we went, Brian Stewart picked us up, and it's been that key leadership and our amazing staff and pretty decent faculty who have, I like to think so, but so we rewrote everything and got reaccredited by the state, and we're #1 in elementary education, #2 in secondary, #3 in special ed. You have to have a bachelor's degree to get in the program, obviously, but we have a wide range of students. We have a lot of graduate degrees, PhDs, we've had JDs and MDs, believe it or not. And our students used to primarily focus on second career returning folks, but we've seen a large increase of recent graduates, and so our academic backgrounds of our students are pretty diverse currently. Our coursework merges theory and practice and provides a strong pedagogical foundation, and everything's delivered online, but our instructors visit hundreds of K-12 classrooms every year and to observe and evaluate and mentor and support student teachers. Our students are about 98% of our students are employed, and they're K-12, they're full-time teachers of record employed by K-12 school districts through a program in the state that allows concurrent certification and teaching at the same time. We have successful graduates, Teachers of the Year, local district and school awards of various kinds. So they're out there serving the communities. And I think one of the most important things we do that I'm proud of, that we're all proud of, is unless you've been living in Europe for the last decade, you're probably familiar with the teacher vacancies and the major teacher shortages we have in the state that's been increasing every year. And about, I guess it was about 2015, TUSD had about 224 vacancies, and since we've ramped up the new program, we've got that down in January to about 57 vacancies, so we played a big role there. Our enrollment's strong. We've been adding about 150 students a year. And we're one of the top producers in the state of K-12 teachers, along with ASU and Rio Salato's up there too. There's kind of us three are the big producers. And we have a lot of partnerships going on. I want to highlight a couple. The governor's proposed budget is including us in something called the Arizona Teachers Academy that previously just included the 3 major universities. Now they brought in us and Rio Salato, and it's essentially an opportunity for our students to get funding to go through our program, so that's exciting. And then we have a lot of partnerships. Some of them are up there, I think, yes. with Vail and Tucson and Amphi school districts and different things like that. So if you know anybody that wants to be a teacher and has a bachelor's degree or higher, send them to us because we need them. Thanks.
As you all can hear, Pima's doing a great job in closing the skills gap for this community. These are just a few examples of many that we could share. But I want to close out this section by bringing it back to what it's all about, and that is our students with this video here. There you go.
Who's excited to be here today for signing day?
Pima Community College held its 5th annual Career and Technical Education Letter of Intent signing day on February 14th.
You have made one of the most important decisions of your life. Today, you're about to take an important step to prepare for a fulfilling career, which ultimately will lead to a fulfilling life.
This is part of a national event happening around the country and is conducted in conjunction with the National Coalition of Certification Centers, known as NC3. Similar to a signing day for athletes, students from area high schools, as well as new students at Pima, signed their letters of intent to complete a course of study in a technical field.
So signing day has usually always been for athletes, right? But now here at Pima, it's for academics. You're not signing up today to play ball, but you're signing up to put the ball in your court. And there you go. At some point we'd hit it.
Students are invited on stage with industry partners and instructors in support as they sign the letter of intent.
So culinary arts students, if you'd like, please sign your letters of intent.
And in the same tradition of a signing day, they are given Pima hats to show their pride and commitment. NC3 works with industry and education partners to promote and support industry-driven and industry-recognized certifications in numerous technical fields. Representatives of Mopar, Banner University Medical Center, Tucson Airport Authority, Raytheon, Southwest Gas, and others join students to help validate their decision to learn skills that lead to a strong career.
Congratulations, you can make your way.
All of our students deserve to be treated as if they're that star athlete. And so this is a fine example of Pima Community College in partnership with the National Coalition of Certification Centers, making sure we elevate the profile to showcase the hopes and dreams and aspirations and goals of our students. So again, I just want to thank all of the faculty and the programs who are tied to this NC3 effort and the students and the staff who make this happen. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Hilda, come on up. We're going to now talk about our diversity and global gap. And she's going to bring a couple of students with her.
Thank you, Chancellor. Good afternoon. I'm Hilda Ladner, your Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. My pronouns are she and her. And one of the efforts that I've taken on over this year, that just been with you for just over a year, and one of my projects for this year has been to develop our Immigrant and Refugee Student Resource Center. We were in the process of developing a plan for the long term and still are, but realized really early on that we needed to be able to address some of the issues immediately. This information is constantly changing, and our students really needed more support. Our schools, our counselors wanted more from us. So we developed and opened our temporary space at downtown, and one of the first things we did was hire these two amazing people that will tell you a little bit more about what we've been doing.
Good afternoon. My name is Dana Pineda. I'm a student ambassador, and my pronouns are she and her.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Garcia. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm also a student ambassador. Up in the slides, you could see that for the first few months, we were very busy. We attended many events, and we opened our open house in February, where we had butterflies, where faculty and guests were able to write words of inspiration and encouragement, and we also hang them in our office. We also attended the Mad Scala and the Capitol Hill.
On March 30th, we attended the Mass Gala where we recognized and celebrated the accomplishments of Ramona Grijalva, Ronnie Capen Rivera Ashford, and Dr. Dolores Bernal. We also attended the HACU annual conference at Capitol Hill, where we advocated for changes and support for Hispanic-serving institutions like Pima Community College, and we spoke with our senators and congressional representatives.
We have built many partnerships, over 16 partnerships throughout this semester. We have partnered with ISRC at the University of Arizona, Southern Arizona Gender Alliance SAGA, Adult Education, and Refugee Programs. We are looking forward to building more partnerships with our communities and local high schools. There's also many ways where you can help your students and support your immigrant and refugee students at Pima. You can support our local scholarships. We are also working on a booklet that will help faculty and staff with information and becoming an ally to all students.
On May 11th, Saturday from 9 to noon at the downtown campus, we will be having our community resource fair, where we will be collaborating with local organizations and Pima Community College to demonstrate the opportunities and resources for students and their families to help close the gap through education. Through this, we hope to increase the funding for the Dreamers and Beyond Scholarship.
We encourage you to attend trainings like Refugee and Educators Conference because investing in our immigrants and refugee students is an investment in our community.
All right, thank you.
Ricardo and Daisy, will you come on up?
Hi, everyone. That's our slide. We have 420 community colleges in the United States with documented internationalization programs. But did you know that we are the most awarded community college international education program in the United States? In 4 years, we have become one of the community college that is salient because of the awards we have received, and there's a lot to talk about there, but please get in touch with us and I'll tell you more. We are a self-supporting unit of the college. We have extensive community engagement. We have identified over 100 organizations in Tucson that support international education efforts. I think part of what we have heard today tells you why that is. We also have developed a number of programs. One of them, a scholarship program that has been funded with international grants. And we have granted, in a little bit over 4 years, we have granted 488 scholarships, substantial scholarships, by the way, to local students with international grants. We also have won 34 small grants and gifts in a little bit over 4 years that have gone directly to student success. Many different programs that we have funded with those monies that amount to something like more than $850,000. I cannot see my slide from here. Need a new prescription. The other thing that I'd like to highlight is that we have a strong collaboration with the State Department and with the Fulbright program. And here I want to say to faculty members especially, if you have an interest in the U.S. Fulbright program, get in touch with us. We can help you. We can help you apply for one of these very prestigious scholarships. But there is something else that I really want to highlight, and it is one aspect of what we do that in a way has a connection with all of these bullets that you see on the slide. And Daisy can tell you a little bit more about that. Before I turn it to Daisy, I also want to say that our international students, which is obviously part of what we do, bring incredible richness to our classroom, to our campuses, to our community. And I just want to share those numbers here with you. Fortunately, they're big enough for me to see. In the previous year, international students took 2,234 courses with us. They took 7,571 credits. That is the equivalent of the full load of 14 full-time faculty members here at the district. So not only they enrich our campuses, they also bring that richness to the classroom. They help our classes be more cost-effective. And like I said, Daisy is going to tell you a little bit more about a very special aspect of what we do and we're very proud of. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Magandang hapon. Buenos tardes. Good afternoon. My name is Daisy Rodriguez Patel, and I am the Associate Director for Global Engagement. I am very grateful for this opportunity to share with you the growth of education abroad at Pima. Since fall 2016, 96 Pima Community College students have studied abroad. Pima students have traveled to 10 different countries: China, Germany, Mexico, Ireland, the United Kingdom, Israel, Austria, Switzerland, and this summer, we are adding a new country to the list, France. Yay, you could clap. So in France, students will be studying citizenship in a digital era. I also think it's important for me to acknowledge the faculty members who have led study abroad programs. So I would like to thank Liz Rangel, Leslie Taylor, Michael Lick, Diana Rep, Michael Esser, Laura Milkins, Myra Cortez Torres, Bardo Padilla, Maisie Maud, and Maureen Salzer, who have each led education abroad programs. Let's give them a round of applause. One of the things that makes our program special is that these faculty members are not in world languages. They represent 10 different academic disciplines. They have taught courses in energy analysis and sustainability, anthropology, Spanish, German, art, guitar, and honors. To keep the cost of education abroad affordable, we partner with different educational institutions across the globe. We have worked with Zhuhai City Polytechnic College, Wuhan Shipbuilding Institute, York St. John University, the Technological University in El Retoño, and the Institute of Study Abroad Ireland. Last year, 6 students participated in an energy analysis sustainability exchange program with the Institute of Technology in Hermosillo that was grant funded by the 100,000 Strong in the Americas Innovation Fund. What is most exceptional about our efforts is that most of our students who have studied abroad are from underrepresented communities. Many of them have not even flown on a plane or left the Tucson area. 53% of our students who have studied abroad identify as Latino Hispanic, which far exceeds the national rate of 10%, and that is something to be proud of. Also, nationally, 0.4% of Native American students studied abroad, whereas at Pima, 6.6% of our study abroad participants identify as Native American. That is also something to be proud of. So how can you be a part of globalizing the student experience? Faculty, please invite me to do a classroom presentation. Administrators and department chairs, please invite me to faculty meetings. And you can participate in a Fulbright program, as Ricardo mentioned. Also, we can work together to broaden the Pima classroom by exposing students to another country, another way of living, and another way of learning. We would love to work with you, so please contact the Center for International Education and Global Engagement. Thank you.
So our next gap is the sustainability gap. So I'm going to ask folks from Bill's team to come on up and join us. Michael. Also, when I first arrived here at the district, and you would have thought it would be a no-brainer, right? With all this sunshine, that we would have solar at the district. Well, guess what? We now have solar at all of our campuses throughout the district. So, Michael, I'll turn it over to you. Okay.
So we've all noticed the solar and all the coveted parking spaces they've created, right? Of course. But besides that, they're also generating the electricity. So if we can pull up the slide for that, I'll share the numbers with you. So when complete, the 7.3 megawatt system is going to be generating enough electricity to power 4,475 homes. That takes all the home electricity off the grid power, and it reduces our carbon footprint by over 40,000 per year. So I say when it's going to be complete. We're nearly there. We're going to be commissioning at the Northwest Campus soon. And when we do that, we're going to host another event to officially celebrate that, so stay tuned for that announcement. With some additional effort, the college will be able to manage our building systems and our energy usage, and we'll be able to claim that 50% of our power and energy consumption comes directly from the solar arrays on our own site. So that's another big achievement for the college. So future steps, what we need to do, we need to migrate our legacy systems, building systems, to newer technologies and new mechanical systems that are available. We're also going to be integrating living labs with the technology. So as we design our Centers for Excellence, we're going to be setting it up to where our future students will be able to monitor those systems in real-world living day buildings. In addition to that, the solar systems that we're putting in are also going to have a dashboard. So the students in their solar programs are going to be able to monitor all the energy that's received by those solar systems, and then also how the weather and the seasons affect those. So moving on to the fleet. The fleet has an average of 19.2 gallons or miles per gallon, and that's our city highway ratings. And utilizing our CNG, diesel, and then also hybrid, we've been able to reduce our fuel consumption by 12.4% over the last 4 years. Electric vehicles, we know that that's going to be coming up. There was the range anxiety, there's also the cost, and as mass production and the range anxiety is able to be met, then we're going to start looking at how we can incorporate EV vehicles or our fleet for the college, and then also EV charging stations at our campuses, because we know that that is going to be the next future wave of how transportation is moving. Also, autonomous vehicles. We know that that's going to be coming down the road as well, and how do we incorporate that? Well, we're going to need to designate areas within our campuses where those vehicles then can be pre-programmed to pull up, drop students, staff, and our guests off, and then pull off the campuses safely. So that's the next step we'll be looking at as well. One other area we want to talk about is also recycling. So if I can get everybody on the 5th row of the bleachers to wave at each other, just real quick. You guys on the 5th row over here too? Yeah? All right. So you guys can see how high that is up on there. So the college's recycling programs saved 781 tons of recycling. If we filled this gym up to the 5th row where you saw everyone waving at, that's how much room we would be taking up. So that's an amazing accomplishment. In just recycling paper alone, we've saved over 453 trees. If we took all of the energy that it would take to produce that kind of material with raw materials, it would be enough energy to power 126 homes for a year. So that's all we're doing. And then also in clean fill, when we demolished the building at the downtown campus and all the other construction projects that we've done, we've saved over 1,021 tons of clean fill. So that's an amazing accomplishment. Pima, keep up the good work. We want to thank you all for all the efforts you're doing with recycling. So I was asked to introduce the video here for APA. So last year, 2018, Facilities was recognized for our Award of Excellence in Facilities Management. They asked us to submit a video And so here you go, get to enjoy it.
Hi, everybody. I'm William Ward, Vice Chancellor of Facilities and College Police for the Pima County Community College District in Tucson, Arizona, and I have the plan. Right now, here are some members of my team to tell you more about our operations while I go undercover to deliver the plan.
The Facilities Planning Office manages facility improvements, remodeling, and construction projects. Our in-house team drafts blueprints and other drawings that support our projects. We recently completed the Facilities and Educational Master Plan for the college, and we will soon manage a $66 million bond project to modernize the facilities for our new Centers for Excellence.
Hi, I'm here to get the plans.
And who are you?
I'm Billy Rondell. I'm the new guy.
Posey said it was okay. He look familiar to you?
I'm not sure.
I sure fooled them.
The Fiscal and Management Operations Department provides business and fiscal support and operational services for a whole host of college-wide functions, such as our unit's capital construction, access control, receiving, material management, property control, motor pool, mail services, and our work order management system.
Oh, did I interrupt something?
Oh.
Here's your copy of the plan.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
No worries. Thanks. Sorry, you must be new here.
Okay, we're here to help students reach their goals. Each of our campuses has a facilities operations to handle high-profile projects like renovations to our dental, nursing, and STEM areas. Even if they don't always see us, working behind the scenes, we know how important our jobs are to everyone here at the college. Like faculty, we see the excitement in a new student's eyes and the pride in themselves when they accomplish their goals here at Pima. Must be the new guy.
At Environmental Health and Safety, we work to prevent accidents and minimize human exposures to hazardous agents and conditions, and to prevent degradation of the environment through responsible hazardous waste management, waste reduction, and recycling. Also important
She's a strong leader, but she tends to go a bit overboard with that safety equipment.
resources and improve our capability to prepare for and recover from threatened natural or other man-made disasters.
The police department is tasked with ensuring a safe and secure environment for learning. We partner with every area of the college: administrative, academic, vocational, faculty, staff, students, and visitors, as well as with local first responders and the surrounding community. PCCPD takes a proactive, community-based approach to law enforcement and has developed effective and significant relationships with our constituents, making what we do a partnership with those whom we serve.
All units, we have a white male with a mullet driving erratically in a golf cart.
Do you know how fast you were going?
No, officer, how fast was I going?
16. You know what the speed limit is here?
No, sir.
15.
Oh my God. Well, I've been passing out these educational and facilities master plans, and I'd like to give you a copy if you'd let me go.
I'll take it, but I'm not letting you go. Watch him while I write his ticket.
Oh, come on, man. All kidding aside, since 2013, the college has been facing some extreme challenges, such as an accreditation review, low enrollment, and a complete college reorganization. We invited consultants to come and evaluate our institution, looking at everything from the highest level of governance down to the carpet in the classrooms. Facilities and College Police have continued to provide the highest level of service. We have come through this process with a strengthened focus and commitment towards sustainability, reducing energy cost, improved security and safety, expanded training, and we developed a 10-year educational facilities master plan that will position the college to deliver on our promises to those who matter most, our students. The college would like to thank APA for recognizing our commitment and dedication. This award is a true honor for our institution.
An important question that every institution gets asked is, how do you know you fulfilled your mission? And I'm pleased to be able to say that Pima now has a framework in which we can all answer that question of whether we are fulfilling our mission. As you can see, we do a lot of great things here, but we've got to be able to connect those dots up through a data-informed and evidence-based way. And I'm so pleased that we have Nick Richmond, who has been working with her office to really put this framework in place for us. Nick?
Hello, everybody. Nice to see so many of you here. I will talk about the Mission Fulfillment Framework, but I was struck, though, watching that video. As the research person at the college, don't be surprised if you get a survey saying, over the weekend, were you creeped out thinking you saw Bill Ward in a wig somewhere? I'm going to be looking for him now. He's going to be somewhere. I'm watching you, Bill. Now, when it comes to institutional sustainability, as the Chancellor was just mentioning, it is vital that as a college, we have a full understanding of our mission, our purpose, and how well we are fulfilling that mission. Over the last few years, we've been carrying out a comprehensive review, and through that, developed a mission fulfillment framework comprised of vision, mission, values, core themes, objectives, and KPIs. And I have to ask, we've talked about the maker space. That seems to always generate a cheer. iBest. Teacher certification. College data. Oh, yes. Okay, good, good. We have you trained. Now, one of the things we can do through the Mission Fulfillment Framework is track our progress year to year, identify the areas in which we're making improvement, and the areas in which we may need to focus so we can do a little bit better. We've done work over the last few years to embed this in strategic and operational planning, and we've rolled out these KPIs through our new comprehensive business intelligence system, all of which are very substantial changes in the last 5 years. But to share with you some numbers, the proportion of new students at Pima Community College in a given fall who see no success in their first term is down in the most recent years. Similarly, we see that the proportion of first-term credits completed successfully has gone up. And we see that across all of the students at the institution, a higher proportion are receiving passing grades in their classes. Other positives, we track a few different surveys. You've completed a number of those, thanks to those of you who have. From the Community College Survey of Student Engagement, we see increases in 4 of our 5 benchmark scores. And for the 5th one, we were already doing pretty well in the first place. We also see a higher proportion of our students completing in the first 2 years. And to speak to those of you in the room, and I won't do a show of hands, so it's kind of tempting. Some of us are data people, right? Some of us, not so much data people. But for everyone in the room, I encourage you to think about these metrics in terms of what they are really telling us about the institution. We've been through a lot as a college in the last few years, haven't we? But across the board, when we look at the satisfaction of our students with the services that we provide, when we look at the quality of instruction in the classrooms, when we look at progress and completion measures, in the vast majority of those areas, we see improvements in the outcomes. And that is a testament to the work of each and every person in this room. And that's really what these mission KPIs are about. So thank you for the work that you've been doing to support our students.
So when I first arrived here at the college, it was under a black cloud for all of us here. as you know. Not for the first time, but for the second time, Pima Community College was placed on probation. That obviously absorbed and sucked up a lot of bandwidth and took away from focuses on other things. But I'm pleased to say that we have parted those dark clouds and returned ourselves back to respectability with our peers across the United States of America. And I want Wendy Weeks to come up and talk about that great news that we're back to respectability. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Chancellor. I'm with the Office of Academic Quality Improvement. However, everybody in here knows us as AQI. Lisa, does that count as successful branding? So I got a call last night and I was asked, could I come and do a talk for Bruce Moses? And I asked, do I have to finish shaving the rest of my head? Don't laugh, there was a long pause. With that, Bruce is supposed to be here today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, he can't. So I was asked to relay what he wanted to say. I'm going to go ahead and read it so I don't deviate from what he wanted you to hear. This is an HLC update. Pima Community College's position with its regional accreditor, the Higher Learning Commission, is the best it has been since 2010. The college had a successful and positive mid-cycle comprehensive evaluation visit in December 2018. Our next visit will be in fall 2024 or spring 2025. By June 1st, 2021, Pima must submit 2 monitoring reports to the HLC addressing identified concerns. The first report will address components 2A and 5A. And it will also address the 2017 audit from the Arizona Auditor General regarding financial reporting, student financial assistance, TRIO, information technology, and purchasing controls. The second monitoring report will address core components 3B, 4A, 4B, and 5C, the assessment of general education, course, and program learning outcomes, faculty participation in the student learning outcome process, and integration of assessment and program review results into our budgeting. Ultimately, PCC is encouraged by the peer reviews team's recommendations, and it was this. Pima continues to address the areas of concern by building on groundwork already laid. The reviewers recognize the great work we already have done. The college must transition to a self-evaluation and continuous improvement model. We are moving past simply reacting to HLC reports to being more proactive and systematic. Starting today, PCC will strive to identify our own gaps and address them through continuous improvement. PCC looks forward to future visits from the Higher Learning Commission as an opportunity to display our growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy, and we should all be proud of what we have accomplished in these few short years. So give yourselves a hand, please. So I want to close out this section with a video about our aviation center. So why don't we go ahead and roll that.
It's been talked about for years within the hallways and hangars of Pima Community College's Aviation Technology Center. Director of Aviation Technology Jason Bowersock says within a few months their program could receive $20 million from the state.
The requested funds was for a 100% increase in capacity. So we have the facility itself, we have all of the equipment that goes along with that, and also funding to fund personnel through the first year of the facility. being open.
This hangar I'm standing in is another area of the campus that would be duplicated with these funds. Bowersock says the entire campus would be doubled in size. A duplicate facility would be installed next to the existing one. But there are still steps to be completed. Pima Community College says Governor Ducey proposed this funding as a one-time special use allocation in his proposed state budget, which has to be approved by the legislature and finally incorporated into the budget. Still, Bowersock is confident the funding will arrive.
They see how successful this program is currently. They see the opportunity for growth. Students that are trying to get into our program are waiting over a year at this point to get into the program.
PCC says they expect to hear a final decision no later than the end of May. If approved, they say the Aviation Technology Center's student population will grow to serve about 250 students. Ivan Rodriguez, KGUN 9, on your side.
So we took our aviation students, some of them, up to Phoenix so that we could continue to make the pitch and advocate for that $20 million investment that the governor has put into his budget to support that expansion. And an interesting thing happened. So Senator Leach asked our students, how many of you have jobs? And many of them, if not all of them, raised their hands. And then one of them said, I have multiple offers, and I'm in charge. Yes. That is why, how important, how significant this program is to that sector of our community as well as that sector in the United States. Remember, those are the people who keep us safe in the skies because by maintaining the planes that we fly on and our family members and friends fly on. So I just want to thank Jason and all of the aviation department faculty and staff because of this wonderful program. We are now on the verge of getting back into the support equation from the state of Arizona. So let's give them a hand, please. Another thing of note is, if you notice, the governor came out late last year for our Caterpillar announcement. He came back to do a similar thing to announce his $20 million investment in our aviation project. How often does the governor come out and visit Pima Community College, let alone a community college? We should be so proud that the governor of the state of Arizona recognizes the value and the importance of Pima Community College, not only to this community, but to the state of Arizona. So let's give ourselves all a hand for that. So now we're coming to the final part of our presentation this afternoon, and I want to start with a video about our community of writers.
Hey, I'm Anthony Sovak.
I'm Sandra Shattuck.
Some of the really cool things that we're doing at Pima these days is the writing faculty are working with the TV studio to do a series called Community of Writers. This started about 5 years ago and was on a much smaller scale, but we worked to ramp it up. So instead of just bringing in local poets, now we bring in writers of all sorts. And we ask them questions that our students generate in our online classrooms, and they respond, and then we use those videos not only in the online class, but across social media to bring that engagement, those local authors, to the national and global stage.
It's a fantastic program. We've got interviews with faculty writers, and I use one of the stories by Frankie Rollins, Tale, in my lit classes, and interviewing her is great because the students give me questions, and I can do this in a face-to-face class or an online class. Another lit class I use this for is Southwestern literature, and I've interviewed Patricia Preciado Martin and Logan Phillips, who are both local, fantastic local artists, and we read both of their books in the classes. The online students especially love being able to see these interviews and then reading the books and asking the questions. It produces fantastic engagement.
As you know, many of our students are low income and disadvantaged. One of the barriers to their success is food insecurity. Pima has stepped up to the challenge to create a partnership to provide a food pantry. We have them now at our Desert Vista campus and on the West campus. So I want to have Don Harp come on up and talk a little bit about our food pantry at Desert Vista and really the partnership that's essential to that, along with Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Lord, Social Services Faculty at West Campus.
And I'm Don Harp, Program Manager of Trio SS STEM at Desert Vista Campus.
The question of why open an Aztec Resource Center and food pantry for students at Pima Community College has been asked. And one of the things we looked at was an April 2018 report by the Hope Lab that indicated that across the United States, 56% of community college students reported being food insecure, and 52% were housing insecure during 2017.
Pima serves many struggling low-income students who are seeking to increase their employability through education. The 2018 CCSSE Student Survey shows that providing non-academic support is an area where we at Pima scored lowest. We believe that addressing this gap may increase student success and retention rates and enhance our campus communities.
In February of 2018, the Social Services Student Organization agreed that establishing a food pantry on West Campus would be the club's priority for the year. And we began collecting and distributing last April. Despite not having a dedicated pantry space that would accommodate students, social services students collected and distributed more than 500 pounds of food. In August of 2018, Student Senate voted to make establishing campus food pantries their priority for this academic year.
In honor of Pima College's Strategic Direction 2, Community Partnerships, the college entered formal partnership with the Community Food Bank in November 2018, excuse me. Working closely with Alma Hernandez, Aztec Resource Center or ARC volunteers were provided with food safety training, connections to other pantries in the community, plenty of subject matter expertise, and of course, access to the Community Food Bank agency market to stock our shelves. We have been supported and encouraged every step of the way by our Pima administration and employees. There are so many thank yous, we hardly know where to start. The ARC is 100% volunteer driven. Our volunteers consist of PCC students from the Social Services Student Organization, Student Senate, Trio Student Support Services, Phi Theta Kappa, and honors, as well as Pima staff and faculty. To these inspiring folks, we are eternally grateful.
Right now, we have 2 pilot sites open, one on West Campus and one on Desert Vista Campus. ARC pantries are stocked with food, school supplies, and hygiene products donated by Pima students, faculty, and staff, the Community Food Bank, and with support from the PCC Foundation. Since the April 1st grand opening, the West Campus ARC has served 68 students and handed out 413 pounds of food.
That's just since April 1st. The DV ARC has served 81 students and provided 441 pounds of food. Collectively, that is 149 students and 854 pounds of food served since April 1st with barely any advertising.
In order to sustain the ARC project, there is support that is still needed. We need volunteers, donations, referrals, and help spreading the word and removing the stigma around accessing aid from the ARC Pantry. We hope to provide internship opportunities for Pima and ASU social work students, as well as valuable volunteer experience for our own students. The end goal is to have ARC pantries at any Pima Community College campus or site that would like to host one.
We invite you all to stop by and tour the ARC. If you have any questions or are interested in helping, please feel free to reach out to either one of us. Thank you so much.
So as you can see, the focus on our students, when you do that, great things can happen in support of their success. So I'd like to call up a couple of our students now from our honors program to talk a little bit about honors. So Casey and Corrine, could you join me?
Hi, everyone. I'm really glad this light is in my face so I can't see you. So they asked me and Casey to come tell you about honors, the program and the club, and what it does for students. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Corinne Anderson. I'm a former Pima Honors Club officer. I graduated in 2017 with honors. I was an All-USA academic team, a gold team scholar. I'm the creator of, thanks. I'm the creator of Rise for Homeless Veterans that's held at downtown campus. I'm currently at NAU Tucson pursuing my Bachelor of Nursing, which is right here on Pima West campus, actually. And I graduate this year, and I am the president of the NAU Student Nurses Association. Casey.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day. So, I am Casey Hobein. I am currently a Pima Honors Officer. I am also a student senator for the Downtown Community College campus. I am an All-College Council representative for the downtown campus as well, along with the All-College Council Vice Chair. Go ahead. So let me explain a little bit about the Pima Honors Club. Every year, Pima Honors Club volunteers countless hours within our community. It is important for our students to leave here and go into the world empowered and believing they can affect change in our community. To foster this inspiration, we participate in the following activities, just to name a few. We volunteer at a soup kitchen here in Tucson, Arizona, Casa Maria's Homeless. We also hold a domestic violence awareness event in the fall at Downtown Community College. We also volunteer at Habitat for Humanity. We have officially adopted Himmel Park and we clean it up once a month. We also volunteer at Light the Night Walk for lymphoma. We also help PAC, which is Pima Animal Care Center, and we walk their dogs twice a month on a Sunday. We also cook meals once a month at Ronald McDonald House. We help at the VA hospital. During Christmas, Thanksgiving, and any other holiday, they need our help. We also hold Produce on Wheels, or as you may know, Powwow, which for $12 you get 70 pounds of produce. Our biggest event that we hold is Rise for the Homeless, and we hold a Rise for the Homeless Vets donation drive year-round, so if you guys feel free to donate any time of the year, just contact any of the honors people. And Rise for the Homeless event takes place every spring.
So they wanted me to talk about Rise since I created that. So here I am back at Pima. Everyone always asks what we stand for, what RISE stands for, and just so everyone knows, RISE stands for Resources, Information, Services, and Education. People ask what we do. We distribute much needed items. We invite businesses, organizations, community members, social service organizations, Pima programs such as the ADN, the nursing program here at Pima. We invite the dental hygiene program. We have Texas Roadhouse come out and feed a hot lunch they cater to all of our guests. We have barbers for haircuts and other services as we're able. We created this in 2016. It was my Honors Endeavor project, which is a project that requires you to identify a need in the community and act on it. And since feeding homeless veterans is my passion, we started there. The first event was held in the spring of 2017. We served 90 homeless people at downtown campus with donations and food sent to 30 other people who had mobility issues and could not get to downtown campus. The second year, March 2018, we served 180 homeless people, and we had 88 volunteers. That included faculty, so thank you. We just hosted our third event over spring break, which Casey coordinated because nursing school is pretty intense. We don't have all of our numbers back from that yet. I'm not sure what our turnout was. But the feedback from the homeless community was humbling, and they expressed gratitude beyond words. So we invite you to donate to that, if you will. We will be holding that next spring. So please keep us in mind. We're always looking for volunteers and donations, and thank you for having us.
You've heard reference to our partnership with Caterpillar spinning off to some other areas of the college. So we want to showcase one of those pieces. Go ahead and roll the video.
So what you guys will see here this evening is I have my team of chefs who are going to be welcoming Caterpillar. Some of the leaders and executives from Caterpillar from around the globe will be here. They've been here for a few days in the city of Tucson. They're here to do a team building experience with us. They reached out to us to say, you know, we want to do a team building, but we want to do something that's innovative, creative, and out of the box. So what we did as a team is we put together best cooks of Caterpillar, or worst cooks, if you will. So what they're going to do is they're going to be broken into 5 teams of 6 individuals, all people that they don't work together, and they have to, together as a team, figure out how to produce their own dinner for this evening.
So this is our Leadership Development Conference for the Surface Mining and Technology Division, which is headquartered here in Tucson. And the purpose is to really build a great team, but also equip them to be better leaders and build a great experience for our employees. Pima's been a great partner. They work with us on our applied technology program, working with our engineers. We've been very pleased with that, which is one reason why we partnered with them for this event. And we feel like this is going to be another strong partnership.
They're all going to be cooking steak. They're all going to be cooking seared salmon. They're all going to be cooking a green bean almondine. They're doing a mango salad, fingerling potatoes, I believe, and then they're doing a triple berry custard for dessert. We're just excited to host Caterpillar. We know that Caterpillar is a huge partner to Pima Community College as a whole, and so this is a great way to be able to just come together, have them come in and be able to be exposed to our hospitality program, our culinary arts program, and it just brings a different type of partnership, if you will. So instead of them just being partnered to Applied Tech, they get to see some of the components of Pima as a whole, which is really nice.
The last program we want to showcase as part of our community engagement efforts is our dental hygiene program. And Donna, where are you? Okay, why don't you come on up? Sorry. Now, if you haven't had a chance to go to visit our dental clinic, I highly encourage you, because you're going to see a 21st century leading dental clinic. And oh, by the way, it's the envy of many dental clinics in our community. That's how leading this dental clinic is. So, Donna?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm the director of the dental hygiene program, Donna Richards. This is Holly Hauk, our clinic coordinator. So I run the program, and Holly runs the whole entire clinic. So she's got a day and night project there. I just wanted to know how many people did not know we have a dental clinic on the West Campus. Have you seen our giant sign that we just were able to purchase? Came down once with the storm, but it gets back up. So, well, we do have to have everybody come up the hill or come up a elevator or come up the steps. So maybe one day our facilities, Bill Ward, could have a, parking lot up there, parking garage with a tube going through. Oh. That would be nice. So it's an excellent space. We just finished our 3+ million grant. It's not only an excellent spot for our training of dental hygienists, dental assistants, and dental lab tech, but it's a training for our community. We're moving forward. If you know the word amalgams and composites, amalgams are your silver fillings for the older gentlemen and women that are in here have the silver, and the newer ones will have the white ones. And we are doing those trainings. We just finished our first one over the summer for the dental community. And with the advice of our community and our advisory committee and the Center of Excellence, we're incorporating a lot of emerging technology, such as lasers and different types of things like that. The newest thing in the state of Arizona is something called a dental therapist, and that was approved in Arizona by Governor Doug Ducey. The law just passed August of 2018. It's similar to a physician assistant or a nurse practitioner, and Arizona is the 7th United States of the states allowed to allow a dental therapist. The other ones are Minnesota, Alaska, Oregon, Washington, Vermont, Maine, and just helping the dentists and hygienists go into the rural areas such as tribal communities or federal dental clinics and health centers. And we have purchased portable units. How many do we? We have four portable units that we can go into these rural areas, and with our students, we're moving forward on that so we could provide care into those situations. Holly Hauk. We have participated in 2 community events. If you would like to talk about Give Kids a Smile, I can go a little bit into it. We served 130 kids. It's in the American Dental Association Foundation, and it provides health care to the underserved children, and it's free dental care for children for Give Kids a Smile, and then we collaborate with dental offices to get them continuing on. And then if you ever heard of Hope Fest, Hope Fest has eliminated the dental section of Hope Fest that was used to take care of down by the VA at the, what's that called? The Keno Parkway, yeah, or Keno Stadium, yeah. And now we were the first ones that take on a dental community event called, we just named it, we got a logo, we got everything going for Tucson Dental Community Cares event. So that was our pilot event in the clinic, and we saw approximately 50 patients just starting out. Each year we hope to progress next year to hold it again. And would you like to talk a little bit of how and Give Kids a Smile, just what you did?
Sure. Give Kids a Smile is a national event, so we were really happy to bring it back to Pima Community College. There was a dentist in town who took it on, and now we were able to serve 130 children, where in the past they've been under 100. So that was widely accepted, and everyone was super excited to get care. It also integrated our students into getting used to working on children and diverse populations as well. So that was really great experience. Got a lot of great feedback from the students getting to provide care for those who don't have easy access to it.
And if we could have anybody that's participated in the Give Kids a Smile or the Tucson Dental Care event stand up. I don't know, we have Don Stevens here, Carolyn Sotelo participated, some of our other adjuncts and full-time faculty. And Max Atwell is our dental lab tech director, and Sarah Marcus is our dental assistant. So would you like to talk about patients? Yes.
So
Just a plug.
Our wonderful facility now, we can service lots more patients, and since we have the privilege of working in such a diverse area, we can accommodate for different diverse patients. So our students get lots of great experience going out into the workforce of working with different people from different walks of life. So we are always accepting new patients. We will be taking them for fall. So we do offer hygiene services at a very low cost. So if you know anyone who could benefit from our services, please send them our way.
And if anybody would like a tour of the dental clinic after today, we'll be more than happy to take you on up. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope everyone would agree with me that we are well on our way to becoming a premier community college. We have so much positive things happening, and we wanted to use today as a way to showcase some. There's so many others that we could do that with, but I think you get the idea, right? That when we focus on students, focus on community, focus on diversity and equity, and start to look at closing the gaps, this is what you can accomplish. And this is what we all are accomplishing together. So I want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for being here and being part of the Pima family. Thank you. So I want to close with the Keep Striving message and a video, and I believe it's Liz is the featured faculty member in this video. Go ahead and roll it.
So what do you think he meant when he said, "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light"? Could it be that without the dark, there would be no light? Without the hard work, the late nights, the reworking to get it right, there would be nothing to achieve? What if the greatest thing to come out of your perseverance, your failures, and your success is not what you get, but what you become?